News of the day, Don Maloney has been named the president of hockey operations for the Calgary Flames and interim GM. Okay, lots to unpack here. That following Brad Treliving and the team parting ways. We've talked about it at length already this show, but fellas, I feel like the story is just beginning to be written of the offseason. Lots yet to unfold. That the Flames news of the day. And again, we probably did a solid 45 to an hour on that out of the gate.
Another 9 years for Brad Treliving. It's pretty good. I have to think one of the more tenured GMs. Obviously, David Poyle's, kind of on his own. Do you ever get fired if you're the GM?
He's done there now too.
Yeah. But yeah, one of the longer tenured GMs at the time of his release or didn't come to terms.
Have they named a new GM?
So what's that?
Is Nashville named a new GM?
Yeah, Trotz.
Barry Trotz.
So he actually spoke about John Hines yesterday. Said he likes him, but and does have term, but they're still doing the end of season chitter chatter.
Said he's very bald, which he likes.
Could see that.
Can relate to.
Stick together.
Friggin' bald guys.
Safety in numbers.
Yeah.
What wasn't made clear today is where Craig Conroy stands in all this. Is he a candidate for GM? He was extended a contract extension to remain a GM earlier, we heard. So we'll see that unfold and hopefully hear more names and information about the theoretical general manager search that's taking place under Don Maloney, by Don Maloney, who is the interim GM as it stands, which was kind of the same process as when Burke came in. He took over interim GM and then found his replacement.
There you go.
Okay, we'll move along. NHL matchups are set. We've hardly talked about it, fellas. The playoffs start tonight. The best. Round one. Oh,
it is so
round
good.
One, night one. Oh, right. This is the intensity. So we're going to go division by division, fellas. Here's the Metro. Carolina wins. They get the Islanders, two teams that really don't have a lot of interest in allowing goals. And yeah, maybe we'll score here or there. Rangers Devils should be amazing. This is the Battle of the Hudson River. Short trip between both these fan bases that love to shake fists at each other. And depending on results, we could have another Greater New York matchup in the Metro final as well if the Islanders somehow get past Carolina. Let's hop over to our next division to take a peek at, I believe.
Well, aren't we predicting?
We will, but not as part of the Pinder report.
Okay,
so this is just here's what we learned over the weekend. Next division, Atlantic. We'll go there. We know this one was sorted for a while. Boston first, Tampa and Toronto in that 2-3. Toronto, the 2 seed. It was indeed Florida, another Atlantic team that gets wild card 2. Rhett, your Panteros facing Boston, and we'll talk a little more about the Bruins and some issues they're dealing with, not to mention Carolina, in just a moment. First, we go to the Pacific and Central, take a peek out west to see what the matchups are. We did have the Pacific sorted. We knew it was Oilers, Kings 2-3, and Golden Knights 1, Jets 4. What we didn't know until Friday night, and we made the announcement at the draft, Colorado did win. They are the 1 seed in the Central. They will get the Seattle Kraken, a Pacific Division team, and the 2-3, we already knew. We didn't. We knew Minnesota was the 3. It'll be Dallas, the 2 seed there. So interesting. Stars versus the former North Stars, or I guess the North Stars against the new Minnesota team. There's some good roots there. We're going to get any Norm Green signs or Norm Greed signs on the walls. Maybe it's a little time heals all wounds, I suppose.
Some Mike Modano.
Hey. Okay. Tonight's schedule is this, Rhett. We have 1 game from each division, and we got news about each. First off, look at this slate. The staggered start times. I mean, they're going to intermission.
Good job,
Carolina, right when Florida, Boston are getting going in the first. And then don't worry, 1 game's over. Another one hops right in with Minnesota and Dallas, and the nightcap should be a good one. Kings and Oilers, they split their season series, but the Oilers won twice in the last month of the season in low-scoring fashion against the Kings. That was impressive. So with that understood of our matchups tonight, let's start with some issues for the Boston Bruins today, Rhett. Optional skate on a game day in the postseason for round 1, game 1. And why? Well, there's a flu going around the Bruins room. Illness is going around, says Jim Montgomery. Several players are sick. Not the right time for that on the heels of arguably the greatest regular season in NHL history. And on top of that, Linus Ullmark not on the ice. They do have another goaltender up. It could be Swayman starting. Bergeron may not go, and we don't have clarity yet on Nick Foligno, whether he's cleared to play. He's been in a cast. Lots going on with the Bruins. Not that they can't overcome it, but not the best start to have the flu around the room day of game 1, right?
You know what they've got, Retro? like back in your days.
The
these
Pantera
teams,
flu.
They got the Florida flu. You want no part
Well,
of
we
these
beat
Pantera.
the. I'll tell you what. That is one team that the Florida Panthers have beat in the playoffs.
We'll get to our
1-0.
best of the day later and our picks later. If you need reminding, here's how good the Bruins season was. NHL record for wins, NHL record for points. First place for the entire season in their division. First team in NHL history, 5 7+ game winning streaks. 5 streaks of 7 or more wins in a row. That's incredible. Never been done before in the league. And the 6th team in the last 45 years in all the major sports, that's it, to set a new record for most wins in a season. It's been an incredible year for the Bruins, but it sounds like they got a hurdle right out of the gate for game 1 with this illness in the room. They're not alone with issues tonight. Carolina, they're hosting the Islanders. No Freddie Anderson. Auntie Ranta named your starter. Remember the roar of laughter at the draft floor when
It was
Auntie
a high
Ranta
pick.
Uncle Auntie going to start in net, and they've recalled Peter Kochetkov, who has been sensational at times this year because Freddie Anderson, of course, has missed so much time to injury. This is
So
very interesting.
Ranta's brother had a
Daughter,
kid.
and then what would they call the
Kid.
dad's brother?
Call him Uncle Auntie.
Uncle Auntie. That's what it would be. Yeah,
Still works.
still great.
Still so
It's just
good. Right?
slays still.
Come on, what are you talking about?
So good. The other later games, we told you Minnesota, Dallas, and Edmonton against the LA Kings. Good luck, LA, containing not the Oilers, but this one human. Here's the season recap for McDavid. Most points in a season in the last 27 years. There's a lot of good players that played in the last 27 years. Fastest to 60 goals in a season in 27 years. First player in NHL history with 3-point streaks of 15 games or longer. Ever. First, ever.
Wow.
6th player to win the Art Ross at least 5 times. Second with the number he's got before the age of 27. And the 5th player in NHL history to finish as the outright leader in goals, assists, and points. First time in 36 years we've seen that. My goodness. The Kings could be great. That is something no one has an answer for at this point.
There's some real fear, Retro. There's some real fear out there that this team is going to make some noise here.
I know, and it's not like, wow, look at how smart they are. It's just like McDavid is so fucking good. How do you stop that?
Ekholm
Good
has been a good ad.
Yeah.
Skinner's been good in net.
Mhm. Kings, you got your work cut out for you. Please, 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 please. So an exciting night 1 and a little, raised eyebrow yesterday is Kevin Weeks, who's nicely dialed in with a lot of agents and TV networks and NHL types, says keep an eye for an announcement on a forthcoming arena development project in Georgia, large enough to house a hockey team. I mean, I got a Timbits team that doesn't need a lot of room. NHL team? If you build it, will they come? Tweets Kevin Weeks. Could Atlanta get their 3rd crack at the NHL? I don't know, but he's been talking about Atlanta for a bit.
Maybe he's in cahoots.
Is he cahooting? Has he got a slice of a potential franchise there? Is he trying to?
Calgary's got a team, can't get a rink. They don't have a team, got a rink.
They'll get a rink, don't worry. Okay, we'll move along. Other news, Retro. I know you're excited about the Calgary Wranglers. We're going to walk you through exactly what the hell's gone on there. First, we'll start with the incredible season that they have had. After losing 5 of their first 7, the Wranglers, 49-12-3-1. That is a tidy 785 points percentage. It's also, even with that rough start, losing 5 of 7, 9th best record in the history of the American Hockey League, which goes way back. Incredible stuff. Also, their inaugural season in Calgary, the AHL team, 106 points, 51 wins, tidy. They also have earned a bye in round 1 of the Pacific Division play-in round, where 7 teams get in, 6 will play each other. Wranglers sit and watch. Best of 3 series set to unfold. So here are the series you're looking at. Coachella Valley, that's the Palm Springs team. They get Tucson, who are fully loaded up with all the Arizona players coming down. Colorado against Ontario, and Abbotsford will play Bakersfield, sitting and waiting. the Calgary Wranglers, who will watch games this Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday in this opening round play-in best of 3, and that puts them in line to start hosting games of round 1 next week. Everyone's been asking, when are they playing? When are they playing? Home ice through the playoffs. When are they playing? Next week at the Dome, expect first round action.
Too long off.
Too long off.
Too long off.
That's true. That bye is a long.
Yeah.
How are the guys do 10 days or after All-Star break? They get 10 days off? No. They're playing well. No, this is bullshit.
Did you see the news that just came down from the Wranglers?
Please do tell me.
The head coach, Mitch Love, named AHL Coach of the Year for a second straight season.
And that ties in nicely. They also win the equivalent of the President's Trophy, and Dustin Wolf reels in the Jennings equivalent in the American Hockey League. He was the only goalie that got more than 25 starts. Pretty tidy season, 42-10-2, Rhett, 932 save percentage, 7 shutouts, goals against barely above 2 at 2.09. Impressive stuff. And you match him up to the other Wranglers goalies, he's still a half goal a game better. Another 30 points on the save percentage, and they were about 500. So,
what if the new GM doesn't like young goalies, though?
And big jumps in the crease, like that's a huge leap he has.
What if you don't like AHL MVPs?
He's not tall and he's young and he's jumping around.
Can't be jumping around.
You could trade him real easy. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, now would be the time for sure.
The Hap Holmes Award. Wolf led the AHL in every major statistical category, wins, save percentage, goals against, shutout. That's a clean sweep and has many believing he'll win the AHL MVP.
Other than that, though, fairly average.
That's right. Aside from being the best goalie in his league, again, what have you done for me lately? Okay, we'll move. Women's World Championship last night for the first time since 2019. The Americans victorious. Now, 2020 got wiped out by the pandemic. The Canadians have won 2 in a row. I believe they also won at the last Olympics. So this is a big victory for the American women who have been chasing the Canucks for a little bit. Great game last night. Canada had a 3-2 lead only to watch the Americans score 4 unanswered. And apparently a mix of some veterans and a much younger supporting cast for the Americans played a big role in the victory last night. Rhett, divided in your home, I'm sure it's going to be tough.
It is hard. Kids are cheering for the Americans, little shits.
Will they be cheering for the Eagles? Because Jalen Hurts just gave them a whole lot of confidence they'll be good for the next little while. A 5-year deal, Rhett, worth $255 million. That is over $50 million a year, and $179 million of the $255, nearly 80%, guaranteed. Highest paid player in league history until, Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and the next young quarterback gets paid, and then they'll become the highest paid player in the league.
So what does that look like every 2 weeks? Is that direct deposit into your checking? Like, how does that work?
Well, how many weeks are in a year? Do you know that?
Good God, it's 30?
No.
40?
He's getting $1 million a week almost. But if you pay him over just the length of the season, which is about a third of the year, he's getting about $3 million a week.
Oh, I hope he's saving some of that.
Hello, Mr. Hertz. Have you thought about opening up a savings account? Because you've got
extended
$19
some
million
credit
in your checking account.
Sorry. I just see another transfer. It's now $20 million.
It's a very high balance for your checking account.
Could we
We'd
look
love you
after
to
this
come in
money
and
for
have
you?
a meeting with us. We could have talked to some of our financial planners.
Cavalry opened their CPL season in Forge against stinking Forge, the Hamilton team. I said that.
Yeah.
2-1 lead. And look at how they got it. This is an incredible goal that put the Cavs ahead in the second half. Keep an eye on this one.
Now here they come again, looking for the long-range shot.
Oh.
Me. What a shot that is.
Oh.
And what a goal. And Cavalry are back in front.
So it's that easy.
Mickey Cantaf picked it up in midfield.
That's so big, eh?
No pressure. And decided
Big nets.
to buy a ticket from 25 to 30 yards out. And smashes
But
it
you
into
can't
the
tap.
top corner.
Keep doing that, son.
It's 2-1
Forge would equalize
Cavalry.
76th minute. Here's the last look at it. Wango. And couldn't have put it in a better
Pinder,
spot.
you could kick the ball like that.
If I could line up those high kicks to the right spot of the ball,
You'll be in the fetal position on your couch.
That's right. But
shortly after.
if
But
Tommy needs a guy for kicks, like I don't want to run around 10K
Yeah,
for
you're a
90 minutes.
specialist.
But if you want to bring me in for kicks, if you're in a playoff game, I'm in. Mickey Cantab with the goal there. 2-2 draw for Calgary. That's a good start to get a point on the road against one of the top teams in the CPL since it began. They're in Victoria for a pair, playing Pacific FC twice, I believe, Friday, Sunday this weekend. And finally, Anthony Bass of the Toronto Blue Jays, not happy with, there's the kick.
there it is.
Just lower that plane a little bit.
Yeah.
Speaking of planes, getting an earful, United Airlines from Anthony Bass about the treatment. Now, Rhett would usually do this for his family. If you're going to make the shoveler do something inappropriate, I'm going to call you out for it. Flight attendant just made my 22-week pregnant wife traveling with a 5- and 2-year-old get on her hands and knees to pick up popcorn under the seat. Are you kidding me? Kids are going to spill popcorn when they're 2 and 5.
I feel like I would have ignored that person.
Yeah.
You got a dust buster?
Seriously.
Just get a dog in there.
Yeah,
Come gobble that up. Don't you have some of those dogs, airport dogs?
I would never waste that much, but it's kids. I mean, what
I was going to say, these kids got to learn how to eat friggin' popcorn.
They're learning life. It's only 5 and 2. I bet you there's the 2-year-old. It's
Yeah.
not quite there yet. So anyway, that's a shame.
I have so much popcorn right now.
Do you still have popcorn?
Oh yeah, it's eating so much popcorn, yet so much popcorn left.
There's your Pinder report, fellas, on a Monday.
Presented by Village Honda. Get your piece of the $1 million buy-in event kit cash for your vehicle. Village Honda paying top dollar. For used vehicles, they'll throw in a tropical cruise to boot. See more at Village Honda and villagehonda.com.